A story is unfolding, one that stretches from the bustling newsrooms of New York to the glittering towers of Dubai, and all the way to the heart of American power in Washington, D.C. It's a story that's as much about influence as it is about money, and it's sending shockwaves through the corridors of government and finance alike. At the intersection of immense wealth, global power, and the American presidency, a deal has emerged that is raising urgent questions about the boundaries between public service and private gain. This is not just a tale of high finance, it's a window into the complex web of relationships that shape the world's most powerful office. At the center of this unfolding drama is a $500 million deal. World Liberty Financial, a company run by the Trump family, agreed to sell a 49% stake to a group of investors with deep ties to the United Arab Emirates. These aren't just ordinary investors, they're individuals and entities with direct connections to the UAE's ruling elite, and their involvement signals a partnership that goes far beyond simple business interests. The timing of the deal is impossible to ignore. Just 4 days before Donald Trump was sworn in for his second term as President of the United States, the agreement was finalized. As the world watched the inauguration behind the scenes, a financial windfall was already in motion. Nearly $187 million from this deal flowed directly to the Trump family, landing in their accounts just as Donald Trump returned to the Oval Office. The sheer scale and timing of this infusion have left many wondering, was this a coincidence, or something far more calculated? Ethics watchdogs and government oversight committees have sounded the alarm. The proximity of this massive transaction to the inauguration has triggered investigations and public outcry, with many demanding to know whether the president's private interests are influencing his public decisions. This isn't just another business transaction, it's a partnership with a foreign government at the highest level, raising concerns about national security, diplomatic leverage, and the integrity of American democracy. When the lines between business and government blur, the stakes become global. The Trump family's foray into cryptocurrency had already netted billions, drawing attention from both Wall Street and regulators. But this new investment from the UAE adds a fresh layer of scrutiny, intertwining digital assets, international finance, and political power in ways never seen before. When a sitting president's family profits so directly from a foreign state, every policy decision, every diplomatic negotiation, is cast in doubt. Allies and adversaries alike are left to wonder, are America's interests truly being served, or are they being shaped by private deals behind closed doors? The fundamental question remains, are decisions in the White House being made for the good of the American people, or for the benefit of the president's financial partners? As the investigation deepens, the world is watching, and the answer to the $500 million question could reshape the future of American democracy. To grasp the stakes, look at the players. World Liberty Financial is a Trump family crypto firm, officially run by his children, but the benefits flow home. On the other side, Sheikh Tahnoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan, UAE's national security advisor and a royal power broker. Known as the Spy Sheikh, his investments are strategic, not just financial. He previously bought a secret stake in Trump Media, but this $500 million deal is on another level. It's a direct partnership between the Trump family and the Emirati state. When Sheikh Tahnoon profits, so does the Trump family. This blurs the line between personal enrichment and national interest in unprecedented ways. The timeline is telling. It reveals a sequence of events that, when viewed together, raise important questions about the intersection of business, politics, and global technology. Each milestone marks a turning point, not just for the companies involved, but for international relations and the future of innovation. The $500 million sale closed just before Trump's inauguration, cementing the UAE partnership as he took office. This was no ordinary transaction. It was a deal that signaled a new era of cooperation between the United States and the Gulf nation, with enormous financial and strategic implications. Just months after the inauguration, the Trump administration approved the export of advanced American AI chips to the UAE, a major win for the Gulf nation. These chips are not just any technology. They represent the cutting edge of artificial intelligence, with the power to transform industries and shift the balance of technological power on the world stage. These chips are critical to national security and technological power. They're the backbone of next-generation computing, powering everything from data centers to defense systems. Their export is tightly controlled and their destination matters. The White House insists the deal was based on U.S. interests, not private ties. Officials maintain that every step was vetted and that the decision to approve the export was made with national priorities in mind, not personal gain. But critics see a pattern, a massive foreign investment, then a favorable policy. To them, the timing is too convenient, the benefits too closely aligned. They argue that such deals risk blurring the line between public service and private profit. The administration must now prove there's no connection. Investigations are underway, with lawmakers and watchdogs demanding transparency and accountability. The stakes are high, as the integrity of government decision-making is called into question. The sequence creates a powerful narrative of influence. Each move on the timeline appears calculated, as if part of a larger strategy to leverage political power for economic advantage. Even if legal, the appearance of a quid pro quo is impossible to ignore. The optics alone are enough to fuel public suspicion and media scrutiny, casting a shadow over the administration's actions. The public is left questioning whether policy is for sale, and whether the nation's most advanced technologies are being traded for short-term gain. In a world where influence can shape the future, these questions demand answers. At the heart of this controversy is a classic conflict of interest. When a president's family business is partly owned by a foreign government, every decision is suspect. The Emoluments Clause of the Constitution was designed to prevent exactly this: foreign powers using money to sway American leaders. Trump's lawyers argue this is just business, not a gift. Ethics experts disagree, saying the timing and scale violate the spirit of the law. The real issue is trust. Can Americans believe their president is acting for them, not his family's partners? Every action is now shadowed by doubt. The erosion of trust is as damaging as any technical violation. The backlash was immediate. Ethics groups like Crew called it a textbook conflict of interest and demanded congressional investigations. Political opponents say it's part of a pattern: public office used for private gain. Lawmakers want full transparency. Release the documents. Show the communications. The White House insists Trump has no direct involvement. His assets are in a trust, managed by his children. World Liberty Financial echoes this, denying any link between the UAE deal and U.S. policy. Defenders say the separation is clear. Critics call it a meaningless distinction. The debate rages. Is the wall between business and government real, or just for show? What is World Liberty Financial? It's the Trump family's leap into cryptocurrency, not real estate. Their digital token soared, netting the family billions when it hit public exchanges. The Trump name fueled investor hype, driving up value. The UAE's investment brought not just cash, but global legitimacy. For a crypto firm, a $500 million state-backed investment is a game-changer. Trump's pro-crypto stance as president aligns perfectly with his family's interests. A looser regulatory environment means more profit for World Liberty Financial. The UAE's move is part of a bigger plan. Dubai aims to be the world's crypto capital, luring companies with friendly regulations. While the US cracks down, the UAE rolls out the red carpet for digital finance. Major crypto exchanges have flocked to the region. The World Liberty Forum in Dubai, with Trump as keynote, showcased this ambition. The UAE's investment in Trump's firm is both financial and political. It buys influence with a US president sympathetic to their crypto goals. For the UAE, it's a strategic bet on shaping the future of global finance. This isn't just about Trump or crypto, it's about democracy itself. The choices made at the highest levels of government ripple outward, affecting not just policy, but the very foundation of trust that holds our society together. When leaders are entangled in financial interests that cross borders, the question isn't just about legality, it's about loyalty, priorities, and the integrity of our institutions. When a president's family has deep financial ties to a foreign power, public trust is at risk. Every handshake, every deal, every undisclosed connection can cast a shadow over the decisions made in the Oval Office. Americans deserve to know that their leaders are acting in the nation's best interest, not in service of private gain or foreign agendas. The danger is real. U.S. policy could be shaped by private deals, not the public good. When backroom negotiations and secret agreements influence national decisions, the voice of the people is drowned out by the clinking of coins and the rustle of confidential contracts. This sets a precedent that foreign money can buy influence at the highest level. If left unchecked, It signals to the world that American democracy is for sale, eroding the moral authority the U.S. has long claimed on the global stage. Transparency and accountability are essential. Only by shining a light on these relationships can we ensure that our leaders are held to the highest ethical standards. The public has a right to know who is influencing their government and why. Congress and the public must know the full story to protect democracy. Oversight isn't just a bureaucratic process. It's a safeguard against corruption, a way to keep power in check, and a means to preserve the values that define our nation. Without sunlight, suspicion and cynicism grow. When secrets fester, faith in government erodes and citizens begin to question whether their voices matter at all. The line between private wealth and public service must be clear. Leaders must choose, serve the people or serve themselves. Blurring that line threatens the very idea of representative government. The trust of the American people is the presidency's most valuable asset. Without it, the office loses its legitimacy, and the nation's unity begins to fray. Restoring and protecting that trust is not just a political necessity, it's a moral imperative. The outcome of this controversy will shape the ethical standards for generations to come. What we decide now will echo through history, setting the tone for what we expect from our leaders, and what we demand as citizens of a democracy.